Hey guys, just arrived to Newark North Gate Station, and this is the station where I'm going to be picked up by one and only Adam Walker.
How we doing?
Look at that
Rocking and rolling.
positive smile always.
Exactly, always, mate, always.
Yeah.
That's what it's about.
Go on, what's the name of the place?
So it's David Lloyd, Burton Waters, Lincoln. So it's in Lincoln. The
Okay.
person just cut me up there. Go on, you can go. But yeah, no, it'll be all good. So you're an athlete, you know how to work your body on
Stop
land,
it.
so it's fine. But you're also much smaller than me, so
No way. So here we are. Now he's standing next to me, so you can see how big of a guy he is. So we're ready. I have my hat. I have my goggles. What else do I need? Yeah, a pair of trunks. We have those. So we're gonna start. Well, we're gonna start with like a warm up. What do you want us to do?
Well, I just want to see you swim first, so I can have a bit of a laugh. Okay. So we'll see how Renars swims, and then just give us a few pointers, and just have a bit of fun. See how efficient I can make you, turn you, transform you from how you swim now, which I'm sure is very effective, to even better. Here he is. You can just about see him with his fantastic swimming technique, and we're just going to see.
So Adam, what do you think?
Okay. Looks at his swimming. It's the more conventional style, so it's kind of quite energetic, a lot of arm speed. When you drop the front arm, you have to do another arm. I hold my arm a lot longer.
Right.
You're a little bit in the centre line, so I need to get you wider for your shoulders. So little bits and pieces straight away. And what you'll see is I swim side to side, so never flat, always hip to hip.
Yeah.
So that's a key difference, because if you're pulling yourself on your side, you're pulling less body mass.
We just got back from the swimming pool. We
did.
had a really good intro and understanding about how to learn
Ocean
the way
walker technique.
ocean walker technique, the way you swim, and Adam gave me a couple ideas how it works.
I do 1 day, 2 day, and 5 day camps. Just come back from Turkey, where I've
Right.
done this 5 day camp where you do it every day, but you also do it in pool and open water. And the thing about this technique is that a lot of people see me as Adam Ocean Walker, so it's open water, but actually, it's pool as well.
How did you get where you are at the moment? So, as I understand, and also I read in the Adam's book, which is really interesting read.
Man versus ocean.
So when you were younger, you did cricket, you did rugby, you did running, you did swimming, and there was quite a lot of kind of injuries were happening with you, and then you felt like, professional sport is not going to work for me. So what changed? What happened? Tell me about those things.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I always had the dream of being the Olympian, to do it as a professional. And it didn't matter whether that was swimming or cricket or any of those, and I kind of did all of them. And the problem was I just kept getting injured, and I didn't want to think of myself as if only that hadn't happened. I didn't want to talk to my grandkids in the future and say, I could have been this or could have been that. I wanted to be remembered for, I have done it. But the problem was, I was getting older, got a normal job, selling appliances, and became a normal sort of guy. And it wasn't until 2006, the end of 2006, I watched this film on an aeroplane about a guy swimming the English Channel, and I thought, that's what I need to do. I need to swim the English Channel. And it's kind of that light bulb moment.
So 2006, that's where you made your decision. 2 years later, you actually swam the channel. You actually swam the channel, and then you had this crazy preparation you were going through from just understanding that you're capable to swim at least minimum 6 hours in a row, which you did in a swimming pool.
That's the qualifier.
25 meters, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth many times. And that's the qualifier. Then before then, you also had to get into water, in a cold water. What was the temperature in English Channel again?
So English Channel was 16 degrees.
16 degrees. In a pool, normally temperature is
29 degrees.
29 degrees, so the half or less, basically.
If you put a cold bath to the top, that's got warmer than English Channel. That puts into perspective. So I had to get used to the temperature, which is the biggest thing in open water swimming. Because of course you're wearing swim trunks, you're not wearing a wetsuit. It's you versus nature. So just swimming 6 hours in the pool was the start of it. That wasn't like, I can do it. A lot of times when I tell this story, I'm not saying it so people think I'm absolutely nuts, because I promise you I'm not nuts.
He's definitely right now in this, I'm quite cold. He's in his t-shirt.
It's warm. What I'm talking about, it's really warm.
7 swims altogether. So the first one was English Channel, right? Yeah. So the English Channel, the biggest kind of challenge was just, are you able to do this? How long it took you to swim it? It was 10 hours?
11 hours, 35 minutes for that one. Never thought about the Ocean 7, didn't know the Ocean 7 wasn't born, the toughest 7 ocean swims in the world. I had a 3-year gap, had 2 operations on my shoulder, got advised not to swim again, created a different way of swimming, and then heard about this swim from Spain to Morocco called Gibraltar Strait. But I thought, it's 10.5 miles, it's a bit of a cop-out. English Channel is 21 miles, so I decided to swim there and back. No British person ever done it. And what I realised afterwards, well, as I booked it, was the reason is it's twice as long on the way back in terms of time, because the current is trying to push you out to the Atlantic. And then the Ocean 7 was born, and I thought, I wonder if I've got any more left in me. And I'd done 2 of the Ocean 7 by coincidence, 2 of them. Those were the 2.
5 to go.
So I had 5 to go, but I had this gammy shoulder, this issue with my shoulder, and I thought, am I really capable of doing it? But I started to get confidence in the technique and developing this, and I thought, you know, life's for living, let's give it a go. So the one after that was Molokai in Hawaii, so Molokai to Oahu, 26 miles, the longest of the Ocean 7, but warm. So I didn't have to, you know, I didn't have to freeze, I didn't have to have that COLD training. But the killer on it was I could see land. So after less than that, 9.5 hours, I had 3 miles from finishing after 9.5 hours. And then when I got another 5 hours later, I was still further back than I was 5 hours earlier. Then I'm stung by a man of war, pulled the tentacles off, and then I spent another 3.5 hours on top, going sideways to finish the 17-hour swim. So I end up swimming another 11 miles on top of the 26 miles, so 37 miles. No one has ever finished that swim so far down the coast.
So those are 3 swims, right?
Yeah, then I did, and then I moved on. I said, give me a year to get my head around it when I was interviewed by the press. And 3 months later, I went back and I did Catalina Island to mainland Los Angeles. And that, I had to start in the dark because it gets windy in the afternoon. I swam 7 hours initially until it got light. Then my shoulder packed in for the 3rd time, so the rupture, they attached it back and it came undone. Actually, Japan, I had to fight the current in Japan.
Japan was the best one. There was so much waves going on. Like, you never fought so much wave action before.
15.5 hours, my heart rate was going about 185 for 11 hours, constantly trying to beat the current to get to the other side. And then I had the Cook Strait in New Zealand, where I had a pod of dolphins, a shark. The dolphin stayed with me for an hour and a half until the shark disappeared. And you know, people have asked me around the world. If you Google Adam Walker swim with dolphins, you'll see the video. So that was another story. And then finally I swam Ireland to Scotland, notoriously seen as the toughest ocean swim on the planet. Why? 13 degrees, very, very COLD. You've got lion's mane jellyfish, which are the biggest jellyfish in the world. But a good thing about a lion's mane jellyfish is it's not as bad as a Portuguese man of war.
And you can touch them from the top.
Yeah, you can touch it, you can stroke them on the top.
But how would you say for someone who's struggling, and you can see on a daily basis people struggle with, like, even you would say simple tasks, but they struggle to get their motivation and to do certain things. What is your main message and how you approach these kind of people who struggle with these things?
Yeah, I mean, that was me. I sold kettles and toasters, and people laugh at it now, and you know, had a normal conventional job, and that was going to be my life. And there's nothing wrong with that. Whatever it is you want to do, if you're happy, that's fine, but a lot of people aren't happy. And I think, you know, we've got one life at the end of the day, and we are far capable than we'll ever know. So it's not how hard you hit, it's how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done.
There you go.
Just like that.
Adam, thank you very much. Such a pleasure. Thank you very much for your time. Yeah. And I learned a lot, not only about swimming as a sport, and I know there's so much more to learn about, but also just about how people, you know, can, as you said, have their weaknesses in their life and turn the weaknesses to your actual strength and something what can totally change your life.
A little bit of discomfort goes a long way in terms of achieving your success. Remember that, a little bit of discomfort goes a long way to achieving your success. Let's get this in discomfort, because good things will happen.
Exactly.